Summer's here, and Nordstrom has everything you need for your best dress season ever. From beach days and weddings to weekend getaways and your everyday wardrobe. Discover stylish options under $100 from tons of your favorite brands like Mango, Skims, Princess Polly, and Madewell. It's easy too with free shipping and free returns, in-store order pickup, and more. Shop today in stores, online at Nordstrom.com, or download the Nordstrom app.
You know that feeling when someone shows up for you just when you need it most? That's what Uber is all about. Not just a ride or dinner at your door. It's how Uber helps you show up for the moments that matter. Because showing up can turn a tough day around or make a good one even better. Whatever it is, big or small, Uber is on the way. So you can be on yours. Uber, on our way.
This is Optimal Finance Daily. 5 Reasons Why Most Don't Become Wealthy by Brian Tracy of briantracy.com. Why is it that people don't become wealthy? In a country like ours, with the opportunities that we have, why is it that so few people retire financially independent? Here are what I consider to be the 5 reasons why people don't become wealthy. Who, me? First, at the top of the list is that it never occurs to them. The average person has grown up in a family where he has never met or known anyone who is wealthy. He goes to school and socializes with people who are not wealthy. He works with people who are not wealthy. He has a reference group or a social circle outside of work who are not wealthy. He has no role models who are wealthy. If this has happened to you throughout your formative years, up to the age of 20, you can grow up and become a fully mature adult in our society, and it may never occur to you that it's just as possible for you to become wealthy as for anyone else. This is why people who grow up in homes where their parents are wealthy are much more likely to become wealthy as adults than people who grow up in homes where their parents are not. So the first reason why people don't become wealthy is it never occurs to them that it's possible for them. And of course, if it never occurs to them, then they never take any of the steps necessary to make it a reality. Make a decision. The second reason that people don't become wealthy is that they never decide to. Even if a person reads a book, attends a lecture, or associates with people who are financially successful, nothing changes until he makes a decision to do something different. Even if it occurs to a person that he could become wealthy if he just did certain things in a specific way, if he doesn't decide to take the first step, he ends up staying as he is. If you continue to do what you've always done, you'll continue to get what you've always got. The primary reason for underachievement and failure is that the great majority of people don't decide to be successful. They never make a firm commitment or definite decision that they're going to become wealthy. They mean to, and they intend to, and they hope to, and they're going to someday. They wish and hope and pray that they will make a lot of money, but they never decide, I am going to do it. This decision is an essential first step to becoming financially independent. Maybe tomorrow. The third reason that people don't become wealthy is procrastination. People always have a good reason not to begin doing what they know they need to do to achieve financial independence. It's always the wrong month, the wrong season, or the wrong year. Business conditions in their industry are no good, or they may be too good. The market isn't right. They may have to take a risk or give up their security. Maybe next year. There always seems to be a reason to procrastinate. As a result, they keep putting it off month by month, year by year, until it's too late. Even if it has occurred to a person that they can become wealthy and they have made a decision to change, procrastination will push all their plans into the indefinite future. Pay the price. The fourth reason that people retire poor is what economists call the inability to delay gratification. A great majority of people have an irresistible temptation to spend every single penny they make and whatever else they can borrow or buy on credit. If you cannot delay gratification and discipline yourself to refrain from spending everything you make, you can't become wealthy. If you can't practice budgeting as a lifelong habit, it will be impossible for you to achieve financial independence. As W. Clement Stone said, quote, "If you cannot save money, the seeds of greatness are not in you," end quote. Take the long view. The fifth reason that people retire poor is perhaps as important, if not more important, than all the others. It's lack of time perspective. In a longitudinal study conducted by Dr. Edward Bainfield at Harvard University in the 1950s and published in 1964 as The Unheavenly City, he studied the reasons for upward socioeconomic mobility. He wanted to know how you could predict whether an individual or a family was going to move upward one or more socioeconomic groupings and be wealthier in the next generation than they were in this generation. All his research brought him to a single factor that he concluded was more accurate than any other in predicting success in America. They called it time perspective. This was defined as the amount of time that you take into consideration when planning your day-to-day activities and when making important decisions in your life. Time perspective referred to how far you projected into the future when you decided what you were going to do or not do in the present. An example of a long time perspective is the common habit of upper-class families in England to register their children at Oxford or Cambridge as soon as the child is born, even though he or she will not be attending for 18 or 19 years. This is long time perspective in action. The young couple that begins putting $50 a month aside in a scholarship fund so that their newborn child can go to the university or college of his or her choice is a couple with a long time perspective. They're willing to sacrifice in the short term to assure better results and outcomes in the long term. People with long time perspective almost invariably move up economically in the course of their lifetimes. You just listened to the post titled 5 Reasons Why Most Don't Become Wealthy by Brian Tracy of briantracy.com. Imagine you're a business owner who has to rely on a dozen different software programs to run your company, none of which are connected. And each one is more expensive and more complicated than the last. It can be pretty stressful. Now imagine Odoo. Odoo has all the programs you'll ever need, and they're all connected on one simple, easy-to-use platform, giving you peace of mind that your business is always being taken care of from every angle. Odoo has user-friendly open-source applications for everything. We're talking CRM, accounting, inventory, manufacturing, marketing, HR, and everything in between. Basically, if your business needs it, Odoo's got it. Odoo sounds pretty amazing, right? So stop wasting your time and money on those expensive, disconnected platforms and let Odoo harmonize your business with simple, efficient software that can handle everything for a fraction of the price. It doesn't get much better than that. So what are you waiting for? Discover how Odoo can take your business to the next level by visiting odoo.com. That's ODOO.com. Odoo, modern management made simple. This message is brought to you by Apple Card. Apple Card is a no-fee credit card that gives you daily cash back every day. That's 3% back at Apple and 2% back on every purchase made with Apple Card using Apple Pay. Apply for Apple Card in the Wallet app on your iPhone today. Subject to credit approval. Variable APRs for Apple Card range from 18.24% to 28.49% based on creditworthiness. Rates as of January 1st, 2025. Apple Card issued by Goldman Sachs Bank, USA, Salt Lake City branch. Terms and more at applecard.com. I think another reason why people don't become wealthy is because they confuse monetary wealth with material abundance. Many people believe that the main benefit of having money is the ability to buy a bunch of luxuries. A great book that helped me question this belief is The Millionaire Next Door, which is based on a long-term study of people who are actually wealthy. The main thing I got out of this book is that many people who live luxurious lives are actually drowning in debt and have very little wealth. For those of us who want to become wealthy, it would benefit us to see through the smoke and mirrors that is consumerism and focus on saving and investing instead. Everyday millionaires oftentimes are very modest when it comes to material possessions. I also think that many people don't realize that building wealth is much more about making regular contributions to your investments over a long period of time. I used to think building wealth was dependent on a high income and being super savvy about investing. I grossly underestimated that time in the market is the single most important factor when it comes to investing. This is because compound interest allows your money to work harder for you. But the kicker is that you need to give it time to work its magic. That should do it for another edition of Optimal Finance Daily. I'll be back tomorrow as usual, so I'll see you there on the Wednesday show where your optimal life awaits.